Shri Matre Namaha. Om Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. We should maintain some principles in our life. There is a saying, looking back to look ahead. If you follow this, it gives a kind of strength to uplift your ambitions. In this regard, you have to chart out your life's timelines. You have to identify significant events or people who have made a big impact in their lives. At the same time, one should find patterns and meaningful connections in this regard. At the same time, create a roadmap to find out the results. Align with your greater good. It gives a kind of strength. There are 15 invaluable laws of growth. Let us share some principles which will helpful in our life. It is not an ordinary one. It is an extraordinary skill that should be maintained thoroughly. At the same, we should not making adjustments for everything. Life should be maintained with perfectionism. Purity of mind is most needed. Refusal to accept risks is one of the factor. We cannot being committed enough time to spare in our personal life. So, today, basing on this, I took the topic looking back to look ahead. Let us go with prayer. Pujaya Raghavendraya Satyadharma Rataya Cha Bhajatam Kalpavrukshaya Namatam Kamadhenave. The farther back you can look, the farther forward you are likely to see, is a famous quote that goes by Winston Churchill. This thought has been validated by various life examples and studies, of which one such study conducted by Dr. E. Swami concluded that leaders who took the time to look back rather than jumping on to the next opportunity were more successful than those who jumped right in without reflecting on their path. In today's fast-paced environment, we are constantly looking to hustle onto our next challenge before the dust has settled on the previous one. While this ensures a steady momentum, it can often do more harm than good when recovering from a loss or an episodic stressor. Looking back simply means that before we start planning for the future, having experienced a disruption or failure, we must pause, reflect on our past to learn from our experiences, review our placement, and plan our way ahead without any inhibitions or bias. Reviewing our placement inspires self improvement and also gives us power through any challenges that lie ahead. If you are looking for ways to review your past as your way forward plan, here are 5 techniques that can help you. Number 1, chart out your life's timeline. Outline your life's timeline into 3 sections. The first, second, and third section of your life, and list down the associated milestones for each. You can do this graphically or by making a list. Review and assess where you stand on this timeline and to what degree or effect does the problem at hand affect your life ahead. This exercise will help you put things in perspective and see your problems objecting. Number two, identify significant events or people who have made a big impact. Looking at each section on your timeline, identify the people or events that have had a significant impact on your life. Use keywords that will help you anchor them. Each of these experiences will have a takeaway lesson. Try writing it down. This exercise will help you keep your focus on the connections that matter and eliminate occurrences that don't. 3. Find patterns and meaningful connections. As you note down your stories and experiences, find a common pattern or a connection by seeing events on macro scale. You can ask your closest ones to help you notice your patterns if you cannot see it. See the big picture and capture insight. Fourth one, create your roadmap. As you review your life's choices from this perspective, understand what are the lessons that you can carry forward to upgrade your professional or personal life. What are your biggest takeaways? Create your own roadmap to the future. Fifth one, align with your greater good. Having studied your life patterns, ask yourself how is this life patterns going to affect your future? Is there a specific pattern that you want to replicate, change, or do differently? Find anomalies and opportunities to align your life's journey with your greater good. The 15 invaluable laws of growth. Let us share 4 critical components of a healthy, reflective discipline. 1. Investigation. We experience so much in any given day that it's difficult for us to truly understand everything that happens to us. Even we stop and reflect. We can ask questions of our experiences and dig into what we learn, loved, and need to leave behind. This is a piece of the reflective process allows us to discuss new ideas and new pathways for our future. Incubation. Whether you like my illustrations of crockpot thinking or iceberg thinking, the point is that deep and helpful thoughts require time. Reflection allows us to capture our thinking before something also come along to steal the thoughts. It allows us to develop our new ideas and pathways. Illumination. This is when the light bulb goes on, the moment when your thinking transcends the messy, complicated middle, and lands on a thoughtful yet simple end. Reflection allows experiences of joy or sorrow or pain or success to reveal their truest lessons. It allows you to define what really matters about your new ideas or pathways. Illustration: I teach people to always ask three questions about any new learning they encounter. 1. What can I apply? 2. What can I change? 3. What can I teach? Most of the time, people focus on the first two because those are internally focused and easier to live out. Teaching requires courage and an audience. So many people opt to skip it. But there is no better way of mastering a fresh insight like teaching it to someone else. Reflection is an essential part of driving change, acknowledging missteps, and preparing for the future. It makes me think about a quote I heard earlier in my career. Reflection requires looking back so that the view looking forward is even clearer. That quote resonates with me because we don't always take the time to reflect on our experiences to plan for our future adventures. So, I am taking this opportunity to do just for myself, our team, and our company Momentive. Number 2, trust in the future. Everyone grows along life's journey, some in ways that are beneficial, others in ways that restrict their potential. The point is to grow and evolve, not to repeat the same stories and diminish our possibilities. When you do this exercise with your coach, you use your past to enhance the future. Personal growth and wisdom come from being able to look at the past and reframe and revise our stories so that we continue to evolve for a changing future. It would be easy if we could all become leaders by following a simple set of steps. But the journey of personal growth requires finding our own way. There are, however, a series of interconnected areas of growth and development based on timeless principles. The distance each of us needs to grow along these leadership dimensions will differ, but defining and continually growing along these paths is the way of the leader and the way to the future of our dreams. Let us focus on context. The core of my being. This is central to our growth along all the other dimensions. Our focus and context is shaped by three vital questions. Where am I going? What do I believe in? Why do I exist? Responsibility for choices. If it's to be, it's up to me. Leadership means accepting responsibility for our choices in life. Leaders realize that life accumulates, that choice more than chance determines their circumstances. They refuse to succumb to the victimized viruses. It's all their fault. There is nothing I can do. Next, authenticity getting real. Leadership is not just what we do, it's something that we are, which then drives what we do. Genuine leadership comes from within. It's authentic and based on honesty, integrity, and we must trust it. We must ring true to ourselves by exploring our inner space, gathering feedback on our personal behavior, and ensuring consistency with our stated values and principles. Passion and commitment beyond near life experiences. Successful people are energized by a love for what they do because it brings them closer to who they are. They overcome apathy and cynicism, develop a burning commitment to their cause, and with discipline achieve their dreams and desires. Spirit and meaning. With all my heart and soul. What is the purpose of our work? Our work lives. Material success alone is not enough. Leaders seek within and find something more. In what is too often a mad dash from cradle to grave. We need to take time in work and life to nourish our inner selves. Growing and developing from phase of life to way of life. The popular goals of security, stability, and predictability are deadly. The closer we get these dangerous goals, the more our growth is stunted. True and lasting security comes from constant growth and development based on regular reflection and renewal. The more the world changes, the more leadership principles stay the same. Leadership principles are timeless and they apply to all. No matter what role we play in society or organizations, there is only one thing you can do. When confronted with difficult times, move forward. Don't allow the challenges of life to break you. Don't allow these difficult experiences to derail you from pursuing your dreams. When life pursues you to the ground, force yourself back up again. Keep fighting the hardship and make one tiny little step at another. Moving forward during times of hardships is incredibly difficult. Sometime you will notice that by taking one step after another, you have eventually overcome the struggle. This article is all about moving forward. It will show you what it really means to keep moving forward during times. At the same time, the article will present you the most common obstacles that prevent people from moving forward. The willingness to continuously keep moving forward is not only important during fresh times, tough times. It's just as important in many other except our life partner. Around here, however, we don't look back towards for very long. We keep moving forward, no matter what role we play in society or organization. There is only one thing you can do when confronted with different times: move forward. Don't allow the challenges of life to break you. Don't allow these difficult experiences to derail you from pursuing your dreams. And life pursues you to the ground, force yourself back up again. Keep fighting the hardship. Make one tiny little step after another. Moving forward during the time of one hardship is inseparably different from another way. But after some time, you will notice that by taking one step after another, you have usually overcome the struggle. This article is all about moving forward. It will show you what it really means to keep moving forward during times. At the same time, the article will present you the most common obstacles that prevent people from moving forward. The willingness to continuously keep moving forward is not only important during tough times, it's just as important in many other aspects of life as well. Around here, however, we don't look back for very long. We keep moving forward. The willingness to continuously keep moving forward is not only important during tough times, it's just as important in many other aspects of life as well. Around here, however, we don't look backward for very long. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors and doing things because we are curious and down new paths. It is only too understandable that no one of us likes hardship. We see absolutely no good in it because it makes us feel uncomfortable and can inflict great pain upon us. However, it is important to realize that suffering cannot be avoided. We are all confronted with difficulties and setbacks wherever we go. But this does not mean that we are powerless. We may not be able to stop hardship to it. And we always get to decide whether we really want to allow these struggle breakers. When it comes of suffering, natural tendencies to get over it as quickly as possible. And once this is accomplished, you might give your very best to forget what happened. But that is the great problem. By trying to forget what happened as quickly as possible, you deprive hardship of its meaning and value. On the other hand, you can always try to ignore what happened. On the way, you can also use the experience you have made in order to grow as a person. If you use the challenges and learn important lessons from them, hardship does ultimately serve you. It is no longer an enemy but a great teacher that provides important lessons about life. At the same time, by finding meaning in hardship, you can prevent it from breaking you. 4. Keep moving forward patiently. Another integral part of moving forward is patience. In many situations, change can only be affected gradually. It's almost impossible to make long lasting situations. It's almost impossible to make this type of changes overnight. If you have the necessary patience, It takes gradually move forward. You will eventually see results. But those who wish to make big leaps within a real short time only get discouraged when they see no results. Develop the necessary patience that is to see difficult times through. It's quite important to realize that the struggle will not last forever. At the same time, try to become aware that all the pain that is inflicted upon you will eventually help you to become a stronger and wiser person. Always keep in mind that you will one day have overcome all these difficulties and that you will emerge as a transformed performance from it. Fifth, keep your goal in mind. Unfortunately, it is incredibly easy to lose sight of your dreams and goals when confronted with difficulties. You may find yourself confronted with daunting obstacles that are almost impossible to tackle. During these situations, it's important to take a step back in order to see the bigger picture. Realize that all suffering serves a certain purpose. It helps you reach your goals. If you are able to keep your goals in sight, it tremendously helps you to keep moving forward even when the going gets tough. Sixth, don't regret what happened, learn to accept. Regret is something that can greatly prevent you from moving forward. If you are unable to accept what happened, you will waste precious time and also energy while milling over your misery again and again. Acceptance is therefore an important step towards with your life. Without it, you can never really make progress. For this reason, try to free yourself from the burden that regret has placed upon you. Seventh, seize the power of the moment. Living in the past will not help you to get unstuck. At the same time, overly worrying about the future will also not help you to get going. Realize that the past cannot be changed, that future is not set in stone. Thus, will shift your attention from being centered too much on the past or future back to present moment. Doing so affects an important change in perspective as it will allow you to make use of the power of the present moment to build a better future. Moving forward is all about seizing the moment in order to effect beneficial changes in your life. 8. Take responsibility. If you are unwilling to take responsibility for your own faults, moving forward in life may become incredibly difficult. The reason for this is because hiding from your responsibility will only encourage you to play the blame game. If you pass blame from yourself to others, you only stigmate yourself as a victim. This may be quite comfortable at first, but eventually you will realize that a victim is helpless and cannot do same thing about the situation. 10 things that stop you from moving forward. After we have discussed what you can do to keep moving forward in life, it's important to address the obstacles that can prevent you from doing so. But what is it that stops you from making progress? 1. Refuse to accept risks. No progress in life comes without risks. You don't necessarily have to take the risk alternative in order to move forward. However, in order to move away from any kind of risk will only paralyze you. There are some situations in which you simply have to confront an unknown. If you allow uncertainty and fear to stop you from doing what is necessary, nothing will be accomplished. Next, not being committed enough. Ask yourself how badly you want to move on with your life. If you are only half heartedly committed to affecting changes in your life, you will quickly become discouraged. 3. Having no direction. If you don't know what is you want to keep moving forward to, you will only waste your time. Not having a clear destination in mind will only lead you to go in circles. But once you do not know exactly what you want and where you want to go, nothing can stop you from gradually getting closer to your goals. 4. Not believing in yourself. Why should everyone give their very best to move forward in life if they don't even believe that they can succeed as it? A great obstacle that prevents many from making progress in life is that they lack faith in themselves. 5. Overthinking things. It's always good to think about your actions. Thinking and planning are essential elements of the pursuit of your goals. However, these two aspects alone won't affect anything. It is required to combine thinking and planning with action. Next, not making adjustments. Albert Einstein once said that it is insane to expect different results when doing the same over and again. If you find that your present activities do not help you to make progress in life, see if you can make adjustments. Finally, perfectionism. In certain profession, perfectionism is the key to greatness, but life is not always about making things perfect. This is especially the case when your desire to make something perfect stops you from using your time efficiently. Shrekantai Kalyana Nide Nidedram Sri Venkatanimasaya Srinivasaya Mangalam Mangalasasana Parayarmadacharya Purogamaihi Sarvaisha Purvairacharya Satkruta Yastu Mangalam.